Okay, so we're here with Ed Martin and Jonathan Byrne of RhythmScheme, just about to play in the Radisson Blue tonight. Lads, how are you feeling about the gig?
Really good.
I'm kind of nervous. I haven't played here in 8 years.
Right.
So,
I haven't played here ever.
Yeah. It's a pretty big gig. It's a pretty big gig for us, considering that we've really, under the current guys, we've only really been doing this for 3 months. Well, the current RhythmScheme thing. Yeah. We've had various experiments with how we wanted things to go and what we wanted to do, and even the type of music that we were playing. Whereas now I think we've come across a pretty good balance, and it's a progression from what we were doing, and I mean we still maintain the party ethos, but we do some pretty cool stuff as well.
It's always a learning process, but we've got a catalogue of 80, 90 songs now that we can pick out of the hat and play whenever we want.
Yeah.
So that takes a lot of rehearsal, which is what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean the other thing with playing with a live musician, which after years of playing with synthesized beats and processed beats, is getting used to the swing and the transitions between tracks and like we have X amount of songs we can play, but it's, getting those all to line up in the right way.
Would you find when you're playing live a lot of it's improvised, or do you have a certain structure to your sets?
We do have a set list of songs, but inside of those songs you can feel free to hit the effects, hit the sampler, hit whatever you want to. To change and warp it and twist it and do whatever he wants to it, because the initial beat is coming through my headphones.
I suppose the end goal of what we are trying to do is to remix certain songs live and not have the original versions that people know, and make it just a little bit more interesting, a little bit more different.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. It's got that live feel to it, though. I mean,
like as you said, that sometimes the improvisation can happen by accident.
Exactly.
There's a lot of equipment involved. I mean, I'm pretty much all digital, and Ed is all
all live,
all loud.
All skin, all goat skin. He's primal.
So there's a lot of stuff that we've broken snares, we've broken decks, hearts.
Hopefully.
But we've always gotten through the show, and we've always done our best. And
you learn so much from doing a live show. Rehearsals are great, and you get all the framework, groundwork done out of the way. But you learn a lot from playing a live show. Learn how to read a crowd, which you're quite good at.
I mean, the first couple of times we played, it was a set, and the same way as we'd say a live band would decide on that was their set.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. Sometimes when you're locked into it, you get like 5 or 6 tracks in and go, this isn't working. So what we did was we built our set in sections, which means we can move them around. We can, let's say there's a hip hop breakbeat kind of drum and bass dubstep section of the set that we can start with it, we can put it in the middle, we can put it at the end, depending on how the crowd are reacting to what we're doing. So it's kind of interesting.
So you're getting more comfortable with each other communication wise over time.
Yeah. It's a lot of it's just about locking in.
Yeah.
And I haven't played with a live musician since I was 16. Been in a lot of failed bands.
Yeah, so. Just now that you mentioned it, what's your musical background? Kind of started playing guitar at a younger age? I kind of messed around with everything, but I suppose I'm a good bit older than him, so I'm from the grunge era, and as a kid I wanted to be Billy Corgan or Kurt Cobain or Stone Gossard or whoever, and then decided that the bass guitar was a hell of a lot easier than the actual guitar, and then the band I was in, the drummer left, so I filled in drums for a while badly, and eventually I decided that the only way to play the music I wanted to play and make it sound like it's supposed to sound was to actually DJ it. And at that time, that was when the likes of Daft Punk and Chemical Brothers and Air, loads of people like that were coming through. So I got more into the electronic side of things. And Galway being a small town, if you wanted to play gigs, you had to get down with the commercial side of things. So I ended up doing that for a long time, and then doing loads of student stuff and loads of club stuff. And then this guy approached me one night when I was playing in a club here in Galway, and said, "Dude, I have an idea." I thought he was mental. I actually did, and I was like, I didn't want to give him my mobile number, so here's my email address, email me. And he did, and he kept emailing me. And he emailed me from California, and he emailed me from France.
Yes,
and
yes, I did.
Eventually I was playing a gig at the Button Factory in Dublin, and he was in town, and I said, "Dude, we're playing this weekend, come up to Dublin." And just over that weekend we kind of got to chatting, and this is where this came from.
The product of it.
Yeah.
Good. And Ed, just to go back to your own musical background.
Yeah, I was born in California, raised in California, lived all over the West Coast. Started, banging on pots and pans when I was a toddler, and started playing drums when I was 8, badly.
I guess it
And then kind of gave it up and did sports and soccer and all that kind of stuff, and then picked it up again when I was 12, 13, and kind of stuck with it. I'd done piano before and hated it, but this was an instrument that I really liked playing. And pretty much until then I just kept practicing, listening to songs, creating playlists to play along to, similar style of music, and just doing 2 to 3 hour rehearsals in my garage in California. So the work that you need to put into that is very similar to a live show. And I played in punk rock bands and screamo bands, and I like playing in bands, but it's kind of hard to get 4 dudes together to try and do a rehearsal. So a duo is a lot easier.
It's hard enough to get 2 of us together sometimes.
We're both really busy.
Would this be your first electronic kind of experience playing with?
Yeah, very much
It's not
so.
something you see really often.
No, yeah. You see a lot of DJs and you see a lot of drummers, but the combination is few and far between.
Yeah.
So we kind of bring a new dynamic. But I like playing with a DJ because it's very similar to what I've been used to. There's not that break in between songs that rock bands have where they stretch and have a water. It's
a flow.
Yeah, it's an hour marathon.
Does it tire you out?
Sometimes if I don't stretch beforehand and do a warm-up properly. Yeah, it can be.
I laugh at him. All I have to do is plug in my headphones, man.
You're all good.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Well, remember, I'm sitting down the whole time.
Yeah, he's sitting. Well, he gets to
He's
sit
standing up. You got to work those calf muscles, you know?
Yeah.
So it's coming together pretty well. What do you see in store in the future for RhythmScheme?
We are in the process of putting together some festival shows. I'm looking forward to doing that. I don't think as a standalone DJ I would have had the opportunity to play them, so pretty lucky as the live act or as the DJ drummer show or whatever you want to call it. We are being afforded the opportunity to do it. We are trying to get around as much of Ireland as possible. Hopefully hitting some of the
Dublin,
places in
Cork.
Dublin, Cork, and Northern Ireland at the moment obviously is a hotbed of music, and they're particularly into more electronic stuff. I mean, the success of Two Door Cinema Club and the Japanese pop stars and people like that who I very much look up to, and I have to tip of the hat to the guys. But yeah, I mean, we keep adding to what we're doing. We keep adding more electronic elements. There's more going on behind the scenes, and
will there be original material or?
That's the plan. Yeah,
we want to be in the studio in June. We're going to start recording our own stuff and doing our own mixes and put a mixtape together. Start working on our own stuff and get that out to the masses and get out.
Lots of gigs over the summer.
That's what we're planning. Yeah.
I mean, we're lucky that we live in such a vibrant student town where what we do is received and has been received so well. Like under we did a Rag Week show in February, March.
Yeah.
Then we
bar.
did our own standalone show in April, and then we have tonight. So, so
will
June.
Will tonight be in the same vein? kind of
This is
mixed
big.
bag?
This is
Yeah?
big. But the stuff we're playing tonight is more dance floor
Okay.
orientated.
That kind of venue.
Yeah, and it's more late night. It's a lot of it's darker
Yeah.
than what we would have played before. I mean, as I said, obviously building our set in sections, we can drop stuff, we can put stuff back in, and it's fun to do. Sometimes I'll drop stuff out without telling him and put something back in.
Yeah, it surprised me. Songs that we haven't rehearsed in months. Like, we're doing this one. Okay. Haven't done this before.
But I'm lucky that he's able to.
You've built that rapport at this stage, though. It seems you can bounce off each other pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we're kind of lucky that we know each other pretty well, and we've played together so often. So so that's it.
Cool. So where can people find out more?
We're online, RhythmScheme.com, and we're on Facebook and Twitter. Just look for us there, RhythmScheme, and you can get our Facebook and Twitter links from the website.
Excellent stuff, lads. All the best with the show.
Thank you.